Seregios throws out his aerial swipe kick, but that long end lag leaves him completely vulnerable. I line up adhesive ammo and fire it straight into the wounded weak spot. With two Lagiacrus pieces, Azure Bolt procs, layering even more elemental burst on top of the detonation. Thanks to Evade Window 4, I'm able to dodge his roar, triggering Adrenaline Rush for plus 10 attack. But the real payoff is in blade scale loading. That perfect evade loads 3 free empowered shots, each one hitting about 40% harder with spread ammo. My team and I chain it perfectly, popping the tempered wound and the adhesive ammo together for massive bursts of damage. And this is just one of the reasons you should be running the Rebel Cannon light bowgun in Title Update 2.5. The Rebel Cannon is back in Title Update 2.5, and it's the strongest it's ever been. Not only is it reclaiming its throne as the best light bowgun in Monster Hunter Wilds, it is also a contender for the single strongest weapon and build in the game right now. But bold claims demand proof, so let's head to the table of contents and break down exactly where this power comes from. Alright, here's the table of contents. Now normally I would really be telling you, oh, go to the equipment and decoration section if you just want the build. This is the one time where I'm gonna say you should definitely watch the entire video to understand where all the damage is coming from, because this is only gonna be like a 10-minute long video, but like if you watch it fully, you will probably get your hands on the most broken combination in the game, in my opinion. And if I'm like, trust me, I want to be wrong. If you have an even more broken build, please show it to me, because that just means more fun for all of us. Alright, so before we even talk about the build, we have to talk about the most important mechanic of this setup, the evasion mechanic. I'm going to make a very bold claim here. Evading is the most broken mechanic in this game, and you're about to see why. The first trick, when you evade, don't hold a direction, just press X. So I'm playing on PlayStation, so the dodge button is X. Landing evasions isn't about directions. There are some moves where, because they have like lingering hitboxes, doing a directional evasion will help you, but for most attacks you really don't need to do it. And especially if you're a beginner and you haven't used evasion mantle or like evade window, definitely just use this method for now. And if it helps you, please let me know in the comments. So, because this build runs evade window level 4, adrenaline rush, and blade scale loading, evasion isn't just defense, it is also offense. It mitigates damage, repositions you, and amps up your damage output. In this build, evasion is both defense and one of the strongest offensive tools in the game. In this clip, Seregios uses their claw scratch attack. It provides a safe punish window that you should always take. I punish this with shots, but I also anticipate the follow-up. Seregios will always go airborne and target someone else after the claw scratch. I stand still, and I leave every button on my controller untouched while I hover my finger over the X button. I'm on PlayStation, so for me the dodge button is the X button. Timing, not direction, is what matters. I land the dodge, and I gain adrenaline rush, which provides me plus 10 attack, and blade scale loading, which provides me 3 empowered shots, increasing my spread damage to 40% more. With a pitfall trap set, this becomes a free punish. Even without hitting a weak spot, the Rebel Cannon's raw power rips through the toughest parts of Seregios' body. In this next clip, Seregios is using the same attack, Claw Scratch, but this time, I take a bit of a risk. I use Charge Shot as my punish option. It deals huge amount of damage, but leaves me vulnerable. After Claw Scratch, Seregios always goes airborne and targets one hunter in the party. With 4 teammates, there's a 25% chance that it's me. Luckily, this time it's not, so I don't get punished for my risk. He follows up with Plunge Attack. Again, I stand still, no inputs, finger hovering over the X button. I press at the right time and land the dodge, clean. On to the next clip. Seregios uses his Talon Swoop grab attack. I prepare the same way. No analog stick, finger ready on X. With proper timing, I dodge through and land a clean hit. Alright, on to the next clip. Here, Seregios goes for aerial swipe kicks. I stand still, time the dodge, and with evade window, evade cleanly. These clips highlight the defensive strength of this build. But here, defense doubles as offense. Now, let's move on to the build analysis to see where this power really comes from. Evade window extends your iframes, or invulnerability frames during a dodge. At level 4, it boosts your dodge window by over 50%, making your dodges much more forgiving. This is the foundation of the Rebel Cannon, defense that feeds directly into offense. Next is Adrenaline Rush, level 1. Every successful dodge activates Adrenaline Rush. At level 1, it grants plus 10 raw attack for 30 seconds. Because we are constantly evading with this build, Adrenaline Rush is up almost all the time, turning survival into a steady damage buff. Next is Evading Reload, which is exclusive to Seregios bowguns. Evading Reload automatically reloads 1 bullet per dodge. That means every evade not only keeps you alive, but also tops up your ammo, keeping pressure on the monster without downtime. Next is Blade Scale Loading. With Blade Scale Loading, every dodge loads 3 empowered shots, each boosted by around 40% damage. Dodges become burst opportunities, channeling perfectly with Adrenaline Rush and Evading Reload. Defense becomes offense, and offense becomes burst. Next is Critical Boost. Critical Boost raises the multiplier of crits. Instead of the base 1.25 multiplier, at level 5, crits hit for 1.4. With the build's high affinity, nearly every shot is a critical, and every crit hits harder. Next is Weakness Exploit. Weakness Exploit grants plus 30% affinity on weak points and 20% more on wounded parts, totaling to 50% affinity. Combined with Critical Boost, that makes your shots crit almost every time you hit the monster's vulnerable zone. A vulnerable zone is basically any monster part that has 3 or 4 stars in the monster handbook. So for Seregios, it's its ankles, which basically means the entire party has access to one of Seregios' biggest weakness most of the hunt. Next, we're running Maximum Might. This adds another 30% affinity when your stamina is full. Because Light Bowgun doesn't drain stamina much, this buff is almost always active, giving you a near constant crit uptime. Next is Second Wind. Second Wind gives you an extra stamina bar. Maximum Might only checks your original bar, so with Second Might active, your main stamina stays full almost all the time. This locks up your Maximum Might uptime. Next is Free Meal 3, which gives you a 45% chance to not consume items. With Maximum Potions, that means instant full heals and nearly half the time you keep the potion. Less downtime, more tempo, and more damage uptime. Next, we have Agitator. So we're running Agitator level 2, which adds plus 8 attack and 5% affinity when the monster's enraged. Since late game monsters enrage quickly and stay that way, Agitator's uptime is excellent. Even at level 2, it stacks more power on top of the crit package we already have. And finally, we have Azure Bolt from 2 Lagiacrus pieces. It procs after a series of hits, granting plus 15 affinity for 20 seconds and a burst of thunder damage. It has a 30-second cooldown, but lines up consistently in long fights, stacking perfectly with the crit package we're already dealing for sudden bursts of power. So before we get to the equipment and decorations, I want to give a quick shout out to someone in the community, Blitz137, for a comment he made in a previous video. Basically giving me the idea for this optimization using evade window. So yes, again, thank you. Well, thank you guys for watching. Here's the full build breakdown: equipment, decorations, bowgun mods, charms, and active skills for the Rebel Cannon title update 2.5 build. If you're excited for Borderlands 4, this channel will cover meta builds for Borderlands, but don't worry, we're gonna keep doing Monster Hunter Wilds. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you have fun hunting and playing Monster Hunter Wilds. Thank you.